right, guys, here we go. Welcome in. It's another edition of the Joe Raineri Show, brought to you by uwager.eu. It is where America bets. It is where this show bets, and I hope, at the very least, it is where you guys have been doing a little bit of line shopping here as we are almost 7 weeks into the Major League Baseball season. Round 2, NBA playoffs, a bunch of Game 5s here tonight. We've got Champions League soccer coming up. We've got NHL playoffs, Game 7 here tonight. Listen, there's so much shit going on here right now. It's very hard to keep track. I'm not going to lie to you, but I want to welcome you guys in. I want to thank you very much for making us a part of your day here at the Joe Raineri Show. We got plenty to get to, including you're going to hear from our soccer specialist, our soccer god, we like to call him around here, Charles Michel, part of the Offshore Gaming Association, to SportsInvestors.com, one of the best soccer cappers in the business, a guy that you all have been making some money on if you've been tailing him. He joins us usually Fridays here on the show, getting you guys ready for the weekend in soccer. And if you've never bet soccer, or if you've wanted to, you just haven't had time, this is the guy that you're going to want to hear from. He has done nothing but deliver winners for you guys here on the show, as well as his own clients. So we appreciate his time kind of educating us here a little bit on Champions League soccer and what we got going on. So Charles is going to join us here in just a couple of minutes. We're going to have the Sharp Report again. Those of you that are new here to us, maybe just joining us, stumbled across us going like, what the hell is this dude? Like, what's going on? It's very simple. What we do here is ultimately try to introduce you to as many of the best, the guys that are grinders here in the world of sports handicapping, in sports betting, in sports investing. We try to bring these guys to you, introduce them to you on a weekly basis because, they're actually busy handicapping and not really busy taking Instagram photos and figuring out different ways to post billboards about themselves. They're actually doing the work. So that's what we do, is we come in here, try to introduce you guys to them, let you get to meet them, let you get to hear them, like Charles, like our friends from TrendyBets.com, who, of course, delivered again last night with their under in the Bucks and Celtics game. So they've got another free NBA play tonight in those Game 5s, as well as another Major League Baseball free play. They've been killing it all season long, not only with their free plays here on the show in the NBA, but, of course, Major League Baseball over the first 7 weeks has been nothing but profitable for you guys that have hopped on and are tailing them at TrendyBets.com. The Sharp Report, very simply, it's something we put together each and every afternoon to let you know where the sharp money is going, all right? This is not rocket science. We are not trying to reinvent the wheel here. We are not abracadabra, hocus pocus, light a couple of matches, throw enough shit against the wall and see what sticks. That's not what we do. What we do is we analyze the markets here, guys, and that's what we've been doing. We've got access to about a dozen sports books or so, some of the best, some of the top sports books offshore, as well as here in the States, and we follow the market. It's no different than what day traders do, guys. It's a market. Sports investing is a market. If you know how to read the market, then you can understand where it is the syndicates, the guys with the money, the sharps, the pros, call them whatever you want to call them. We know where their money is going, and what we do is we basically pass that information along to you here. We analyze the markets. We tell you where the indicators are, what games it looks like the sharps are focusing on, and then you do with that information as you want. But one of the most profitable strategies over the years, guys, is don't outsmart yourself, don't overthink it. If the syndicates, if the sharps are playing something, if they are hammering it down, and it's usually the opposite side of what Joe Public wants, that might not be a bad way to go, might not be a bad way to tail, and figure out maybe that's the direction that I should be looking at. Maybe this is the game that I'm looking at. And I can tell you once again today in baseball, there's a couple of games that have stood out to me here. The numbers tell us, the market tells us where the sharps are playing. We'll share that information with you, too, as well, coming up. Also in the NBA tonight, We've got more of the same. I can tell you where the money has been coming in. We've seen a little bit of line movement back and forth, certainly with the totals and the spread, too, as well, in both of these games tonight. Philadelphia, Toronto, Game 5 there. Also, the late game here, Denver and Portland. So we've seen some line movement both ways. And we anticipate, actually, looking at the numbers right now, that the market is going to move again probably within the next hour or so. So we'll get you all caught up with the numbers. That's what the Sharp Report is. And again, like I said, this is all about providing you guys with information and introducing you to some of the best cappers, some of the guys that just absolutely grind each and every day, who were nice enough to donate their time to us to be able to introduce themselves and help us be a little bit more profitable. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, guys, that's what this is all about. It's not one capper versus the other. It's not you versus me. That kind of shit just doesn't make any sense, all right? This is all about collectively us beating the damn sports books, because last I checked, they're the ones with all the money, guys. Just throwing it out there. They're the ones with all the money, not us. And as much as I love my peeps over at UWager, I want their money. Like, I don't want them taking my money. I want their money. And the reason that I love those guys so much at UWager is very simple. Is because I can put money in, and then I can pull it out rather easily. But more importantly is that when it comes to the markets and line shopping, which is one of the most valuable things that you could have as a sports investor, is knowing that you have multiple places to get the best number, because ultimately it doesn't make a damn bit of difference, guys. What team, what jersey, what name, doesn't make a damn bit of difference. The only thing that matters is that you have the best number. And in order to do that, guys, you got to be able to have multiple places to shop. And our suggestion has always been, and we've been telling you about our good friends at YAHOO. Why? A couple of reasons. Let me tell you right now. Number one, there's the phone number, 1-800-YAHOO. There is the code, JRS50. All you got to do is write this number down, pick up the phone, and call them. You will find out reason number one why these guys are heads and tails above just about every other offshore book. And it starts with customer service. They answer the phone, some of the most helpful people. They make it so easy for you not only to deposit, open up the account, but they're going to go ahead and drop that 50% bonus in there right now. They're going to welcome you into the family. And then when you hit home runs and you want to cash out at the end of the week, it is so simple for you to be able to pull that money out. And then along the way, guys, some of the best pricing you will see in the offshore market, some of the most competitive numbers are here at UWager. You've got to check it out. You've got to have multiple books, guys. I mean, that's the bottom line. You can't be stuck with one number and have no options. Makes absolutely no sense if you are serious about making money doing this. But it starts with having some places that you trust. We trust UWager. We've been using them. We would not steer you wrong. Obviously, it's where we house our money there. we've got a whole lot of books, and we test the markets, and we're always going where the best number is. But without a doubt, UWager, the customer service, the ease of transactions, and the pricing, it puts them at the top of the list for us. So 1-800-YAHOO. Code is JRS50. They'll drop a 50% deposit bonus match into your account right now. That's 1-800-YAHOO. 1-800-YAHOO, guys. It is so simple. Don't overthink it, all right? It is so simple for you guys to be able to go right in right now, open it up. Doesn't have to be $1 trillion, all right? Nobody's saying that you got to drop in, a whole lot of money there. You actually don't. You just need a couple of bucks, put it in, and then boom, you guys are all set. It's that simple. So 1-800-YAHOO, code JRS50. That's 1-800-YAHOO. Code is JRS50, and we will get you all set up with that account today. All right, we're going to get to the latest market reports. We're going to get all that squared away, but we want to hear from our good friend Charles Michel. Why Champions League soccer tomorrow, semifinals, Ajax versus Tottenham. Some money to be made. So let's do it. Let's talk to Charles. Let's figure out what the hell's going on. All right, guys, busy week here in the world of sports. Of course, NBA playoffs, full on swing here, Major League Baseball. But more importantly, we are rounding out Champions League, right? Semifinals, getting ready for championships, and a monster match tomorrow. And, of course, Ajax, Tottenham. We already know about Liverpool and Barcelona. We know that it was fun while it lasted, Liverpool, but we all kind of figured out where that was going. So Barcelona is going to await the winner of Ajax and Tottenham, and who better to help us navigate through the winning side of that than Charles Michel from the Offshore Gaming Association, 2sportsinvestors.com. He joins us on the phone. He's our go-to soccer capper. And Charles, big match here in the other semifinal. What are we expecting here, man? What are you looking at here for this?
Huge match, and you know my philosophy on these type of scenarios. It ends low scoring in the first leg. The second leg tends to pick up. We see a little bit more action, and balls generally hitting the back of the net. So in this particular scenario, Ajax come in taking a slim 1-0 lead back to the Netherlands, where Tottenham come in absolutely staggering. They have just really hit rock bottom as part of their form as well. So Ajax come in actually undefeated in 18 of their last 19 UEFA matches, and they're in play for their own personal treble. That's when you win the league title, your League Cup, and the Champions League. So on Sunday they won the Dutch Cup 4-0, so they've already bagged that. They are leading the Eredivisie as well, so they are in line to snatch another title. And with the Champions League in sight, they could actually make history and collect a treble as well. Also, while on their own pitch, they have been incredible. This team consistently score multiple goals. They are averaging 3 goals at home in all competitions. That's league, Champions League, cup play, friendly, just anything that they have played in front of their home support group. They have averaged 3 goals on their own pitch as well. Tottenham, though, like I before mentioned, they actually come in having lost 1-0 to Bournemouth over the weekend. That's the first time that they had lost to that particular club. They actually lost in stoppage time after they went down to 9 men. So they picked up 2 red cards. And they will be playing their 10th game within a month. So not only have they been racked with injuries, losing Serge Aurier, Harry Winks, Harry Kane, Eric Lamela is a question mark ahead of this match as well. But like I said, then on top of that, playing so many matches over that short period has really taken its toll. As a plus, though, they do get back Son Heung-min, their pacey forward, so he will help in out in the open field. Tottenham really love to get out and run on the counterattack. They're going to absorb a lot of pressure. Ajax is going to be on the front foot, so they'll definitely want to get out and run, and he is incredible in the open field. His technical abilities and just his nose for goal has been shown on the biggest stage. And in fact, you saw him against Man City. He bagged their first goal as well in a counter-attacking situation. Tottenham had been impressive in the Champions League play until these last couple of matches, but on the road they are still averaging a respectable 1.6 goals during their travels. So that being said, like I before mentioned, ended in a 0-1. They went under the number. I'm definitely expecting this one to go over. I am going to back the over 1 total first half goals. I will not be surprised to see either a 2-0, 1-1, 2-1. We may even cover by the first 45 minutes. We'll get the over 2.5 or 2.75, depending on what your book offers. It's always shot for the best line. I'll go ahead and back Ajax, team total over 1.5. I do not see them scoring less than 2 in this particular scenario. In fact, I I definitely see them winning straight up as well. Tottenham is just too many injuries, and I really see by the second half it really taking a toll on them as far as the amount of minutes they have collected over the last month. And I'll go ahead and throw in a prop option. Both teams to score in over 2.5. Despite Tottenham's deficiencies, I do see them bagging at least one, maybe two goals during their travels as well in an open, expansive game. So definitely see the goal tally being rather high in this particular matchup. I could see a 2-1, 3-1, 3-2 type of situation by the end of 90-plus minutes. That's Ajax versus Tottenham. UEFA Champions League, that goes off tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern on TNT, Sky Sports, Telemundo, several different outlets in order to catch that particular match.
All right, so it's all about Champions League semifinals, the road to Madrid, of course, and we'll figure it out after tomorrow who's going to be playing in the final, but the bottom line is you guys need to figure it out. You got to have somebody who specializes in the world of European football, soccer, guys. He is your man, Charles Michel, right here. We gave you the website, as you can see right there. Has an opportunity for you guys weekly, $15, monthly, $40. The information right there in front of you at ROI Capper 1 on Twitter. This is the man that you want working for you guys in your corner, especially when it comes to soccer, too. Check out the website, twosportsinvestors.com. It's right there for you, twosportsinvestors.com. It's who we go to when we want to know how to make some money here investing in the world of soccer. He's our guy. Make sure you guys are tailing him at Twitter, at ROI Capper 1. All right, it's going to be a hell of a match. And then, of course, we got a big weekend on tap. Charles, we'll talk to you again on Friday. A lot of opportunities, a lot of golden opportunities over the weekend. I know you're excited about great opportunities to make some money here this weekend in soccer, too.
It's one of the best weekends I've seen this year, so it is huge. I'm rather excited to spread the information to the listeners.
Love it. All right, good stuff. So we're all set for tomorrow. In the meantime, twosportsinvestors.com. Charles, we appreciate your insight. We're going to be looking to cash some tickets here in the semifinal of the Champions League on the road to Madrid. Appreciate your time as always, my friend. Give them a shout-out.
Absolutely. I want to give a shout-out to Capper Enterprise, the top verification service on Twitter, OSGA, Offshore Gaming Association, and like Joe mentioned, I am running a special on my prices. I'm also throwing in a little NBA, MLB. Actually been killing those as of late. That's twosportsinvestors.com. I always appreciate the platform, and best of luck on your sports investments tomorrow and the rest of the week.
That's it, man. Let's cash some Champions League semifinal tickets. That's what we're talking about. Charles Michel at ROI Capper 1. Make sure you guys are telling him. Thanks, Charles.
No problem. Thank you, Jeff.
I'm at the bank making money, making moves. Machines with tools and drills, making grooves. Missions impossible, that's lotsable. I'm upside down, hanging like Tom Cruise.
All right, I want to thank Charles very much once again at ROI Capper 1. That is where you can find him. Always great information regarding MLS, Champions League soccer, European football, you name it. Nobody's got a better handle on it than Charles does. Also, nobody's got a better handle on getting you the car that you've always wanted, only at a price you guys didn't think possible. That's what they do at Miami Acura, and that would definitely be who we recommend for you to go and get that car. Whether it's a certified pre-owned car, a new car, a used car, doesn't make a difference. Doesn't have to be an Acura. It's all about getting the right number, right? And that's what we talk about, not only in sports investing, but let's face it, guys, right? It's pretty damn important to make sure that you're getting the right number when you're buying a car as well, and that's what they specialize in. So whether you're in the 305 in Miami, the 954, it doesn't make a difference. Very simply, visit Miami Acura today at miamiacura.com. That's miamiacura.com. Go and take a test drive the all-new 2019 RDX. I have no idea what the hell that is at the bottom of the screen there, but don't worry about it. It's very simple. The all-new 2019 RDX pretty much drives itself. Maybe the best part about that new car, is the price right now. They are killing it when I tell you more and more families, more and more people are going to get their cars at Miami Acura. Why? They trust the service, they trust the dedication, and they trust the price. They know they're going to get the best deal. You will as well. So before you do anything, visit MiamiAcura.com today. That is MiamiAcura.com. And we want to thank those guys very much, of course, for supporting us here on the show. We certainly hope that you will support them. All right, the Sharp Report coming up will tell you the latest. Where is the money going, right? Like who's laying it down? Where are the Sharps playing? We'll give you the numbers currently right now from the markets, let you know what games, and there are a few in Major League Baseball that appear to be taking on some sharp money, some more than others, so we'll go ahead and let you know that. But, of course, we want to remind you guys, our good friend, TrendyBets.com, right? Delivered for you once again last night. Gave you that under in the Celtics-Milwaukee game free here on the show. They've been doing that all NBA season long, right? Trendy Bets has absolutely delivered for you guys in free plays, not to mention they're crushing it for their clients all season long, but they continue to do it. I mean, they've been with us from day one. Here we are in the playoffs. They could absolutely, be selling these picks, but instead they're continuing to provide them for you guys for free, and they continue to win. There is some value there with their plays, and they've earned the respect of just about anybody that's actually come in contact with them and who's been tailing them. And this is how they roll. These are how the guys, there are a bunch of grinders over at Trendy Bets who deliver winning plays, and that's ultimately what it's about, isn't it? At the end of the day, we want to win more than what we lose, right? There is no magic pill here, guys. You don't know, poof, all of a sudden, nobody's winning every game. The best in this business, they lose 45% of the time. So if we can win just a few more than we lose with the right math in there, with a few more plus numbers next to them, you guys are going to be home free, and that's what they've done here at Trendy Bets. Is they've helped us all be a little bit more profitable this year, and we love them for it. So let's take a look. They've got their plays once again here. Let's take a look. Our friends at TrendyBets.com tonight. What are they looking at? Oh, they're going Sixers, Raptors, baby. That's what they're going at. Toronto is, and let me just double check this. Let me get the latest number for you, because I don't want to. Let me go to the NBA. Let's see where we are. Yeah, okay, so it did open 6.5. It has been at 6. It's holding steady right now, and I'm looking at 1, 2, Pinnacle, 5 Dimes, BetOnline, Bovada, SportsBook, Westgate. Yeah, it's pretty much 6 across the board right now, guys. That's what you're looking at. The total opened up at 212.5, and currently it is 211.5. So these numbers are accurate right now. 76ers, Raptors, Game 5 in Toronto. The under, by the way, 6-0 in the Sixers' last 6 overall. The under is 7-1 in the Sixers' last 8 road games versus a team with a home winning percentage of greater than 600. The under is also 7-1-1 in the Raptors' last 9 games following a straight-up win. And finally, the under, 5-0 in the last 5 meetings between these two teams. So I'm going to give you 3 guesses as to where Trendy Bets is going with this, guys. Under 211.5 here tonight, and I could not agree more. I mean, I probably could if I really tried, but no, that's the reality of the situation here. I'll give you a couple of other numbers that you guys should probably know about. You're gonna love this. You guys ready? Yeah, the first 4 games of this series have gone under, right? And they've gone under by a margin of 20 points per game. Now, keep in mind here, trends and angles, TNA, it provides us a little snapshot from bigger picture stuff here. Nobody's basing a play just on what I'm about to tell you, but it kind of gives you a little perspective as to what is happening here. Since 2005, games 5 through 7, like we are here tonight with Toronto and Philadelphia, they have historically gone under, all right, to the tune of just about 55%. And they've been going under by close to a full point in every game. So what does that mean? Well, it means this is just the 22nd time in the playoffs since 2005 that we've had the under go the first 4 games, right? Cash. Under. All right? In Game 5 of those 22 times, in Game 5, the one we're going to have here tonight, The under hit 13-8, 62% in those games, and they've hit by an average of 5.4 points in those games. So, and of those 21 games, this is the 22nd of the 21 games that watched the first 4 games in a series, all hit the under. When they got to that 5th game, the highest total that we've ever seen was actually last year, 208.5. That was the Warriors and the Rockets last year's playoffs. But the Raptors-Sixers game, guys, look at that number, 211.5. That's what you're looking at right now. This will be the highest total for a game with this trend and angle, with this situation, a Game 5 where all 4 games prior all hit the under. And not just hit the under, guys. I mean, by a margin of 20 points. I mean, it's been not even remotely close. Game 5, tired legs. What's going to happen? Well, what's going to happen is you guys should definitely be taking a look. I agree with Trendy Bets at the under tonight, 211.5, Sixers, Raptors. All right, so now what about Major League Baseball? All right, Major League Baseball, Trendy Bets got a play here tonight. They were so close last night. In fact, they had the over on the Detroit, the Minnesota and Toronto game last night. They had the over. I think it was 8.5. I do believe some of you got it in at 8, but it was 8.5. And the final score was 8-0 because Toronto couldn't muster a run. But Minnesota had 8 of those runs, almost cleared it by themselves. But tonight they're back at it on the diamond, and probably want to get my screen out of there. But, well, if I can actually, how about that? No, oh, look at this. I can't. Where am I going? There it is. There we go. Let's put the right game up. That's the one we're looking at. L.A., all right, the Anaheim Angels taking on the Los Angeles Angels, my apologies, taking on Detroit Tigers tonight. The money line on this, and this has got a lot of people scratching their heads here tonight. Not anybody can figure out exactly what, like, why is it that we are, why, again, are the Angels who are sending out, if I'm not mistaken, and let me just double check, the Angels are sending out a guy that I think has only pitched once. Griffin Canning. He made his debut last week. He didn't disappoint. This kid is the real deal here. And in fact, I think Jonathan LaCroix caught him and said that, being honest, this is one of the best debuts that I've ever seen. This kid shined in his first outing there. He did run a little bit out of steam in the opening start. He did retire the first 10 batters. He fanned 5. He is, without a doubt, this kid for the Angels, one of the top Major League Baseball pitching prospects in the game. And, yeah, he's going up tonight as a big favorite here, minus 147 against a Detroit Tigers team and Daniel Norris, who also was one of the highly touted prospects in Major League Baseball, although he's had some injuries. That's kind of limited him sometimes to a middle-of-the-rotation type of guy. He's got 3 starts, all of which have lasted at least 5 innings. He's posted 15 strikeouts to go with a 3.0 ERA. He's, very similar to what a middle-tier, starter is. That's kind of what his numbers are. But I can tell you right now, there's an awful lot of people going, Detroit's at home. You got a kid making his second start, and what is going on here with the Detroit Tigers? Well, what's going on is they're not getting any love because this kid is getting all the love. Either way, it doesn't really make a difference. Middle-of-the-road starter, young kid making his second start, possibly a little regression going to happen tonight. What does that spell? Well, it spells a damn over because that's exactly what Trendy Bets is looking at. Over 8.5 here tonight. The over is 7-0 in the Angels' last 7 games following a loss. The over also 4-1 in the Angels' last 5 after allowing 5 or more runs in their previous game. Also, the over 5-1 in Detroit's last 6 following a win. And how about the over 4-1 in Detroit's last 5 after allowing 2 runs or less in the previous game? So that's what you want to look at there tonight. The over 8.5. Keep an eye on this kid for the Angels. Everyone is blowing a lot of smoke up his ass. This kid Canning, Griffin Canning. A lot of people think he could be the next big thing. Time will tell, of course, but a lot of guys love him tonight, taking on the Tigers. Trendy Bets. They love the over here. Expect some runs scored. Over 8.5. And make sure that you guys visit our friends at trendybets.com. Make sure you guys are tailing them as well on Twitter at trendybets. It is definitely profitable to do so. And let us not forget here, guys, tonight, if you're just joining us, of course, our friends at Trendy Bets delivered again in the NBA. Let's take a look at what they got tonight. In case you're just joining us, the under. Raptors, Sixers, under 211.5 is what you are looking at tonight for these guys. We want to thank Trendy Bets, of course, for providing us these plays and providing us this information and giving us an opportunity to profit a little bit here early on in the week on a Tuesday. Visit trendybets.com. That is trendybets.com. I can tell you right now, guys, you are going to love, love, love these guys. Also, if you have not done so already, make sure you write this number down, 1-800-U-WAGER. That's 1-800-U-WAGER. None of this matters if you guys are not getting the best number possible for you, right? You need the right number, guys. That's what we're betting. Numbers, we're not betting teams. That's why we give you guys uwager.eu. Open up an account, give them a shot. They're going to drop a 50% deposit and bonus match into your account. Listen, you put in $100, they'll put in 50. You put in 50, they'll put in 25. You put in a dime, they'll put in 500. It's not that hard to figure out here, guys. You got to have multiple choices, but you got to have a book you can trust. And I'm telling you right now, these guys are the real deal. Right there, operators are standing by. I've already talked to them before the show. 1-800-U-WAGER, the code right there, JRS50, and they will go ahead and drop that 50% deposit bonus match into your account. Become part of the UWager family. Become part of our inner circle here, and let's cash some tickets tonight. Let's also take a look at the Sharp Report here, guys. And once again, if you are just joining us, want to thank you guys for taking the time to stumble across us. You're probably looking and going like, all right, who is this tool bag? Like, what is he doing? What's going on? It's very simple here on the Joe Raineri Show. Our afternoon show here, what we try to do is introduce you to some of the grinders, some of the best handicappers across the country that you otherwise would probably not know because they're actually busy, handicapping as opposed to hanging out on social media. And we love to provide these guys a platform for you guys to be able to get to know them. Knowledge is power. We say it all the time here on the show, right? It doesn't do any of us any good to just simply play a game because somebody said to play the game, Listen, I'm all for tailing, but tailing only works if you have some idea as to why it is there is an edge and why somebody is actually picking that play. And that's exactly why it is that we go ahead and give these guys an opportunity to tell you not only who they're playing, but why they're playing, because that's what we want to do. We want to become smarter sports investors, which ultimately means we'll be more profitable at the end of the day. How do you do that? You don't do it by throwing shit against the wall. And some dude said, I'll play Houston. All right, I'm going to play Houston. It's not how it works, guys. If you want to do that, best of luck to you. Probably not the show for you here. We're a little bit more in depth than that. We're trying to gain a little knowledge here, understanding the different ways to be able to dissect the markets, dissect the games. We're always looking for an edge. At least anybody that I've ever met, any sharp I've ever met here, guys, is always looking for an edge, one that they can understand, that they can easily explain, and one that they can keep going back to time and time again. Ultimately, we want to be able to lay it out here for you. We want these cappers to be able to lay it out here for you so you guys can make smart sports investing decisions and ultimately profit at the end of the day, because despite what a lot of people on gambling Twitter say, it's not you versus me. It's not this guy versus that guy. It's all of us against the sports books, which is why we love our peeps at Wager Talk, the Ralph Michaels of the world, the Marco D'Angelos of the world, the Brian Leonards of the world, our friends at Sports Memo, Dr. Chuck, of course, our good friend Teddy Covers over at Sports Memo. These are all the guys we rotate in and out of here. Dr. Bob, what an NBA season it was from Dr. Bob. Can't thank him enough. Joe D'Amico, who's been here, and Tony George from Doc Sports. And, guys, the list goes on. We just bring these guys in, halftimemagic.com. These guys have been with us now for the last 6 months, providing information and opportunities for all of us to be able to profit And I, for one, am thankful for their time and for their effort, making me a better sports handicapper, hopefully making you guys a little smarter and a little more profitable, because ultimately that's what this is all about. Two shows, okay, we start in the morning with the Fantasy Sports Radio Network. If you guys haven't already done so, make sure that you download the app. It starts at 6 a.m. as we make it rain. How do we make it rain? Well, it's very simple. Me and Dane Martinez, we cover everything from the night before that you missed. If it has to do with sports betting, maybe you had to go to sleep because you didn't want to stay up to watch the Golden State-Houston game, don't worry about it. Tune us in the morning. It's a free app, guys. Just download the app. It's free, the Fantasy Sports Radio Network. We'll get you covered, everything that you missed from overnight, plus get you ready for the day's sports betting markets here on the Fantasy Sports Radio Network, 6A to 9A, and then from 9A to new, it's me and that crazy bastard, the ultimate degenerate. Love him, Gabe Morency. Of course, it's the morning after. We've got some of the best interviews. I mean, this week alone, we had Todd Pletcher on, we had Mike Smith on, we had Jerry Bailey on. You know, we continue to deliver here, guys, guest after guest, providing you guys the best information in the sports world there is. It is worth the download. It is a free download, the Fantasy Sports Radio Network. There it is. Go to the Google Play Store, go to the iTunes Store, search it, Fantasy Sports Radio Network. It is constant live content all day long from 6A to 11P, guys. We've got you covered in the world of sports betting and daily fantasy sports. The Roto experts, guys, there is nobody better in the business. They just keep making millionaire after millionaire, and that's what we do. That's what we deliver every day of the week on the Fantasy Sports Radio Network. So hope that you guys will go ahead and download that app and join us, become part of the Fantasy Sports Radio Network family. And let's dive into some of the numbers here. Let's tell you what we are seeing right now tonight in Major League Baseball. We'll start there, of course. And interesting pitching matchups here tonight. We told you about the Angels, Canning versus Norris, right? A lot of people very interested to see how this kid does second time out. I'll also tell you that, if I'm not mistaken, the New York Mets, right? Syndergaard getting ready to do battle out in San Diego. What a night that was last night, right? DeGrom taking on Paddock. Two guys that are just absolutely dominant. We told you yesterday, thanks to Ralph Michaels at Wager Talk, that here's what we know over the last year. When you see totals 6.5 or less in Major League Baseball, there's a good reason for that. It's usually because it's two of the elite pitchers doing battle like we had last night. It also should tell you that the numbers, we look at it, 70% of the time the under hits when you have that kind of low total. 70% of the time the under hits at 6.5 or less. What did it do last night? 4-0. Mets lost. Hit to the under. I think it closed at 6, if I'm not mistaken, right? So, again, another one of those trends that seems to, hold water there, and it certainly played out that way last night. Syndergaard tonight taking on Quantrill there. Much like DeGrom and Paddock last night, Syndergaard also, though, has been on fire. You may recall his last game. Not only did he hit a home run, but he finished a complete game against the Reds at home and shut them out. I don't think that we'll expect, a similar situation like that. I don't know if he's going to go yard here in San Diego, but he has been very good. He also has a favorable matchup against a Padres lineup that is loaded with right-handed bats. It's a good opportunity for Syndergaard. It's a good opportunity for you guys. The number opened up at 7.5, and let me just double-check, make sure. Let me see where we are with this, the latest number for the New York Mets here tonight, and I'll tell you what the percentages are. There it is, Quantrill versus... All right, so we are seeing the Mets becoming better and better favorites. 64% of the tickets right now being written, the money line tickets on the New York Mets, representing 78% of the money here, guys. So they went from a minus 135 to now minus 146 across the board. Favorite. San Diego opened up plus 115. They're getting worse, plus 132 right now. The over-under, again, opened up at 7.5. It's down to 7 right now. 64% of the tickets are on the under, representing about 70% of the money. So, Syndergaard, Quantrill tonight. Let me look at the action right now. The under does seem to be getting a little bit of steam happening to it right now. San Diego and the under at 7.5 had pushed it down to 7. So if you want it, if you're going to follow that protocol where you think the unders are going to hit, this is a good game to take a look at it. This would be a good game to test it here tonight. Syndergaard on the mound for the Mets. I'll tell you another game right now that it's one I've already played. And it's the only time anybody should ever play this team. Let me just put it that way to you. And we're talking about the Miami Marlins, who somehow or another ended up beating the Cubs last night just because the Cubs bullpen melted down. I don't know what the hell was going on with that, but I never bet Miami unless this guy is on the mound, and he has been a cash cow for anybody that has been tailing him all year long. All right, this kid, Caleb Smith, is the real deal for the Miami Marlins. He is a guy that is absolutely worth throwing some money down. No other time in the year should you ever play the Miami Marlins except for when this kid is on the mound. Now, it was supposed to be some sort of 5th or 6th or bullpen starter here, but John Lester taking the mound here tonight for the Chicago Cubs at home. I took the Miami team first 5. I went ahead and took him first 5 because I don't want to trust when it gets to the bullpens. But I do love Caleb Smith. He has delivered time and time again. He also has, I think, the 10th lowest exit velocity of any pitcher right now in Major League Baseball. Hitters are swinging and missing, which is a pretty important statistic, guys, to have when you're backing starting pitchers in Major League Baseball. It would help if he throws the ball and guys swing and miss, because if you haven't noticed, Grand Slam Central here in Major League Baseball, guys just put the ball in the air and holy shit, it travels. They're not hitting the ball. They're not putting the bat on the ball here with this kid, which is great. He doesn't walk a lot of people. You can't get, a lot of hard contact off of him. To me, he is a perfect first 5 candidate here tonight. Throw a couple of bucks down there on him. As a matter of fact, plus 125, plus 130 is where I looked at it. Caleb Smith, and as I'm looking at the numbers right now, let me tell you guys what the latest stats and figures are on this game. Let me see here. All of these damn games here, and I can't. There it is. All right, let's open it up. Let's see what we've got. And for those of you that don't know, we've got access here to about a dozen or so books live. So when we see the steam come in, the reverse line shifts in real time, we can tell you where the money's going, how the market is reacting, and what's happening. And I can tell you with Miami, they are certainly, they've gotten better. Opened up at plus 150 as an underdog. It's moved down just about 12 cents right now to 138. 21% of the bets are on Miami, but that represents 31% of the money currently. When you have that discrepancy between the amount of tickets being written and the dollar amount being so much higher, that's an indicator, guys, of sharp money, and that's exactly what you've got going on here. The sharps are loading up here on Miami a bit there. Also, the total, 6.5. We told you, right? We gave you the numbers. It's 6.5 here tonight. 40% of the total tickets are being written to the under, which represents, guys, 77% of the money. 44% of the tickets, 77% of the money. That right there is what you call sharp money. That's what's happening. Anytime you got less than 50% of the bets, but almost 3/4 of the money coming in on one side, most likely it's not Joe Public. It's not the $5 and $10 better, guys. It is the sharp bettors. So I'm telling you right now, the under in play here tonight, that looks to be one of the favorites, one of the favorite plays for the sharps here tonight. Also, take a look at the White Sox. The White Sox have been gaining an awful lot of love today. Opened up close to a $1.50 underdog in this game. They have moved almost 28, 29 cents here against the Indians. Bauer got roughed up last night. Chicago on the road took care of Bauer and the Indians 9-1. They were plus 229 underdogs last night. Big winning play there. If you were on the White Sox, congratulations. But what you have, of course, is that Joe Public attitude that, well, they can't get lucky twice. There's no way they can win 2 games in a row. You're getting a lot of that shit, too, with the Miami Marlins right now, right? There's no way Miami could win 2 games against, Chicago. Well, why not? They got one of the best pitchers in baseball on the mound tonight, Caleb Smith. So, the Sharps know better. Sharps don't care about the whole, there's no possible way they could win. They don't subscribe to that. You had Cleveland open up as a minus 155 home favorite. 70% of the bets came to Cleveland's side, but guys, they dropped to 133. So why are they becoming less of a favorite if you're getting 70% of the dollars? Well, that's because it's Joe Public money, and it's not the kind of money that moves lines. What moves lines, guys, that kind of money, that's the sharp money, and that money is moving in the Chicago White Sox area, and it's heading in that direction. So keep in mind here, guys, all we're doing is reading the markets here. That's all we're telling you to do is where the sharp money is going. It is sometimes, don't overthink it. It is extremely profitable simply to follow the money, right? Follow what are the sharps doing. You guys have jobs. You guys have other things going on. We all want to be these expert handicappers and all of this good stuff. Listen, God bless you if you can do it full time, but most people that I know that hang out on gambling Twitter, you've got other shit going on, and you don't have time to dive into the swing ratio and the exit velocities and all the analytics that go into it. You don't have time for it, but you know what? You do have time for. Figure out where the syndicates, the big money bettors, which direction are they going in? Tailing them is a hell of a lot more profitable than tailing some tool bag on Twitter that's like, 100-unit play right here tonight, game of the every week. He's got a game of the week or a game of the year. I would much rather take my chances if I'm not going to handicap something. If I'm going to tail somebody, I'm going to tail the market. Call me crazy. I'm going to tail where the sharp money is going, not where the cash guru or something along those lines, with his 100-unit plays of the year every day. I'm not going to follow them. I'm going to go ahead and follow the market, and that's kind of what we're doing here for you and providing you that opportunity. Also, Jerry Meals behind home plate tonight in that Chicago game. Why is that important? Well, we tell you guys all the time, right? Knowledge is power. Umps do play a role in deciding, especially in Major League Baseball. Umps play a role sometimes on who might get the call and who doesn't get the call. And since 2005, Jerry Meals, not really good to the home teams, much more favorable to the away teams. Home teams have lost almost 24 units with Meals calling balls and strikes there. So you got an ump in your favor. You got the sharp money in your favor. The Chicago White Sox seem to be a pretty popular play among them, among the pros here tonight. Also, Pittsburgh getting a lot of love here in today's Sharp Report. The Pirates at home against the Texas Rangers. We've seen the Pirates open up as a minus 120 favorite. It's moved all the way to about 138, minus 138. So how do you get 18 cents of movement like that? It's probably not because Joe Public's running out and betting the Pirates tonight against the Rangers. It's usually because the sharps are moving the line, and that's exactly what's happening there. And I think the line open Pittsburgh was actually even minus 120. 67% of the bettors are fading the Pirates right now and grabbing the plus money on the Rangers. And let me tell you what that plus money is right now for Texas here tonight. Texas, plus 124, plus 125. That's what you've got going on with the Texas Rangers. You've got an awful lot, 67%, in fact, 67% of the tickets on the Rangers, and that represents 46% of the money. The Pirates at home, 33% of the tickets right now being written on the Pirates. You want to guess how much money that represents? 54%. So here's that discrepancy again, right? We've got a lower percentage of tickets being written with a higher percentage of dollars. What does that tell us? It ain't the $5 better here, guys. The Joe Public is backing the plus number there in Texas. They're not backing the Pirates. The Sharps are backing the Pirates. 33% of the tickets representing 54% of the money. That's what you've got right now with Pittsburgh. That's another one of the games, too, that you may want to keep an eye at that the Sharps love. And once again here, we told you yesterday, Sharps were all over the Milwaukee Brewers fading Scherzer last night, and with good reason. I mean, let's face it. Our friend Ralph Michaels showed up this morning on Twitter, and let me see if I can find the stat. Guys, it was absolutely priceless how much money you could have made this year. Let me see. Let me get and Ralph, by the way, is a great follow on Twitter at CalSportsLV, part of the Wager Talk family. We love Ralph. Delivered, by the way, his 5% play of the day yesterday at Wager Talk. It was not. I told you guys it was $9. He was over the Dodgers. He was on the Dodgers. The Dodgers ended up winning. Cashing. It was another one, another winning play from Ralph Michaels. He's been 80% his last 26 plays in Major League Baseball. He's been on fire, guys. Check Ralph out at CalSportsLV, wagertalk.com. Let's see what he's got here. Yes. Scherzer. Yeah. If you guys have simply faded Scherzer all year long, it looks like if you guys just, hey, man, just don't even go near Scherzer. Let's see what it is. The Nationals, Scherzer, let me get that number because I want to have it right because I thought it was absolutely hysterical. Yeah, it was something along the lines where it was 117% return on just fading Scherzer every start this year. Unbelievable ROI on Scherzer, just fading him because he has not been good. The Nationals are not good. And this also happens to be a situation tonight. I'll give you another one of my plays here tonight. This happens to be another one of these situations where you've got Strasburg on the mound. Strasburg's been having a hell of a lot better year than Scherzer has. He's been absolutely dominant. But the rest of this team is horseshit. I mean, the Nationals not good. Taking on, I think it's another one of these spot starters here tonight for the Brewers. Not a great situation for the Brewers. I do think they wanted to go to Peralta, who was scheduled to start here for the Brewers, but Peralta for some reason can't get out of the first inning, and so I think his ERA is over 21 in the first inning when he starts. So I think what they're going to do is they're going to bring in a guy from the bullpen to start this game, Adrian Hauser. And then I think what they'll do is he'll go an inning or two, and then they'll bring Peralta in there tonight for the Brewers. But in the meantime, they're a mess, right? Dave Martinez, in all likelihood, you fired Dusty Baker. You couldn't wait to get rid of Dusty Baker, who won all those games and took you to the playoffs. And you brought in Dave Martinez, and this guy ain't going to make it, to the end of the month as far as I'm concerned here. The bullpen is atrocious, but Strasburg has been really, 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 really good, and he's playing some of his best baseball and pitching some of the best right now that he has in the last couple of years. He looks healthier. I do think that advantage, Hauser or even Peralta versus Strasburg, first five tier tonight, guys. I think it's clearly who's got the advantage here. I think it is the Washington Nationals. I don't want any part of this later on in the late innings here after Strasburg goes, but first five, I think Strasburg is clearly the better option here. And, at minus 120, minus 125 for the first half, for the first five, that's what I'm on. That's what I've taken. You guys do what you want with that, but I think that was probably one of the more prudent plays here. I'm not waiting for Doolittle or anybody else in that bullpen to blow another game for the Washington Nationals. I like their chances going up against Hauser on the road. Give me Strasburg first five, laying a small number here, minus 120, minus 125, somewhere along those lines. That's where I am looking there. A quick look at the NBA here for you guys here tonight. The Sharp Report. Where is the money going here tonight, right? Let me take a look at the latest odds for you guys as we peruse the sports books here. Let's take a look here. NBA tonight. All right, so Philadelphia and Toronto right off the bat, I can tell you that there is an anticipation, guys, that the Raptors are going to move back up to 6.5, which tells me we got some big money coming in there. It's currently at 6, but there's a lot of indicators pointing that they expect the line to move up to 6.5. Same situation, by the way, for the Nuggets. They anticipate that the Denver Nuggets, who opened up as a 4.5-point favorite, will go to 5.5. So awful lot of money coming in on the Toronto Raptors and the Denver Nuggets to be pushing the line up to 6.5 like that and to 5.5. Yeah, a lot of money coming in there trying to entice people, maybe, a little exposure there, trying to, hey, maybe take Philadelphia, maybe take the Portland Trail Blazers, because the numbers, as far as the spread goes, let's start with the Toronto Raptor Sixers game. 52% of the spread tickets are on the Sixers, representing 57% of the money. 48% of the spread tickets are on Toronto, representing 43% of the money. But that line is increasing, guys, not because they've got less money on it, but simply because there's more exposure going on there. They've got some big backers happening right now with the Toronto Raptors as that line is looking to move up to 6.5. So if you love the Sixers, don't wait, because in all likelihood, this is going to move. If you're on the Sixers here tonight, don't settle for 6. Wait till it moves up to 6.5, and I can tell you as I'm looking across the board here on a lot of these books, that in all likelihood is going to happen. To me, the play is in the totals to 11.5. I love the under in this situation here tonight, but there is an awful lot of money coming in on Toronto. Keep an eye on that. Denver, the same situation. Spread money right now, 54% of the tickets, the spread tickets being written on the Denver Nuggets, representing, guys, 78% of the money. You want to know why that line is moving? I can tell you right now. 54% of the tickets, 78% of the money. A lot of money coming in on the Denver Nuggets, laying 4.5 and 5. I think, 5? It's still currently 5 in some books, most books, but it does look like it's getting ready to creep up to 5.5. So, again, Portland, if you're on Portland tonight, you may want to wait here an hour or so. As more and more money continues to come in on Denver, that number will go from 5 to 5.5 in all likelihood. So keep that in mind. Also, 38% of the tickets, representing 45% of the money on the under in the Toronto Raptors game, and 25% of the tickets, 45% of the money on the Denver Nuggets under against the Portland Trail Blazers. That number is around 212.5, 213, somewhere in that ballpark. So that's what you've got going on here, guys. That's a snapshot into the Sharp Report here today. Some of those games getting ready to go. Don't forget, double 8 o'clock tonight, I think, is the Sixers game. And then 10:30, another late night for us here for the Denver and Portland game. A lot of baseball coming your way. We gave you, where the Sharps are going, guys. We told you what the markets are telling us, gave you a couple of our plays. We heard from our good friend Charles Michel there, part of the Two SportsInvestors.com. Great soccer capper here, delivering time and time again for you guys. Gave us his thoughts on Ajax Tottenham tomorrow, the semifinal for the Champions League. Winner is going to go on and play Barcelona there in Madrid for the final. He broke it down for you. If you guys didn't get a chance to see it, it's here. It's available for you. All the videos that we do, as soon as we're done going live, you guys have access to them on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, Periscope, YouTube. It's all here for you guys. Make sure you check them out. The only thing that we ask, of course, is that you just like the videos, subscribe to the channels, follow us, do all of that good stuff over there. Spread the knowledge, because that's ultimately what we're trying to do. We're trying to spread the knowledge, be a little bit more profitable, be a little bit smarter, make smarter sports investing decisions, so ultimately we can all, at the end of the year, high-five each other and go, look at how damn smart and profitable we are. Knowledge is power, guys, and I want to appreciate you. Want to thank you guys for taking the time to hang out with us. Don't forget, tell your friends, tell your family, tell the creepy coworker. Send them over our way. Like the page, guys. Tell your friends. Watch the videos. Follow and tail, guys. The cappers on here at ROI Capper 1 with Charles. Get your soccer fill there. Ralph Michaels at Cal Sports LV, Wager Talk. Also our friends at Trendy Bets who delivered their plays again here today. All of that information available for you in this video. Make sure you like it. Make sure you come back again tomorrow. Do it all over again. Want to thank our friends at UWager. Make sure you get there. 1-800-UWager. Call them. Code JRS50. Get your account opened up. Get an extra 50% deposit bonus match. Do some line shopping before you dive in tonight. But ultimately, good luck, guys. No matter which way you go here tonight, hopefully you got some information that you can use. It'll be profitable. You'll make smarter sports investing decisions, and then you'll come back and join us again tomorrow afternoon as we break down another sharp report and give you the latest, telling you what the markets are going to do. Hopefully we'll have our good friend Ralph Michaels will join us again tomorrow from Wager Talk. Also, the Sports Keg CEO, Jay, will stop by. Big week still coming ahead. Igor's Locks will be here. A lot of great information coming your way. But, guys, appreciate it. Best of luck here tonight. Thanks for making us a part of your day. We'll talk to you again tomorrow. It is the Joe Raineri Show. Good luck tonight, guys.